Is there anyone else in that best of the rest category that is in this mix with Gonzaga and Baylor?
So a game that caught my interest early in the year, West Virginia. So West Virginia just pulled off a sweep of Texas Tech in the last few weeks. It was a very good squad. West Virginia they lost by 5 to Gonzaga early in the year. That's the squad that, like any team, there's a weakness, a strength. Gonzaga's lack of interior presence on D, I think West Virginia is the type of squad that in a tournament, that's who they that's who they would not want to face up against. And I think, like in Gonzaga's, I used the UNLV reference earlier. The thing I'd worry about is early in the year, they were tested. They played some big out-of-conference games, Iowa, West Virginia. But the conference schedule for them has been soft this year. And even BYU, who's a tournament team, they're not BYU last year. So my question is, what happens when they get hit in the face come tournament time? Because they haven't been challenged in a long time now. So you get a big boy team like West Virginia who can score in the paint, and their interior defense is their weakness. Again, they cover it up because they shoot the lights out, and Suggs is, in my estimation, the best point guard in the nation. But there are teams like West Virginia, like I would say to Gonzaga, would be a problem. We talk about Baylor in the same token. So Nova is not as good as the couple tournament teams. It's easy for us the last few years, Nova. But their upside is pretty high. So they lose to St. John's, who's put a nice second half together, tenacious on D. Then they come out against Marquette the other night and are basically a one-possession game until halftime, and they hit about 10 threes in 11 possessions. So Gonzaga, Baylor, it's interesting. If I'm Baylor, Nova's the team I don't want to play because I feel like you have to shoot the three against Baylor. If you try to go in the paint and play with them, they'll turn you over 1,000 times. So Nova, again, it's not a huge upset because they're on the 1-2 line, but they pose a threat to Baylor from that. I think you're going to have to shoot from 3 and don't play to Baylor's strength. They'll turn you over 100 times.
Now, conversely, if you were to flip those opponents against each of these new cream of the crops, do they present similar challenges to the other school, or are their strengths strictly restricted to Gonzaga drawing West Virginia, Nova drawing Baylor?
We're looking for reasons to not like Gonzaga and Baylor here. They're
we're used to having our hearts ripped out.
No, they're loaded. They really are. Like, I actually think Gonzaga's upside is the highest by far of any team in the nation, by far. The Ken Pom ratings, which I don't know, I love Ken Pom. That to me, that's the best statistical analysis of them. And Baylor are 1 and 2, and they're 2 and 3 over the last 20 years. Just to go to show you how strong these teams are. So, like I said, we're looking for reasons to go against them. But I would say that Baylor, to me, especially, it's scheduled. I mean, they're the Big 12 is a really good conference. They're up against big boys every night, and I have more faith in them because of that. Because I just think Gonzaga hasn't played so. You get into the second round, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're in a one-position game. We haven't been this way since November.
Yeah, you forget how to do it.
Honestly, I think that could be an issue for them. But the talent level on those two is far and above everyone else.
And that's not something that's going to get resolved from playing your WAC conference.
Exactly. And you don't see it. Like even the BYU game the other night, BYU last year, which is a shame the tourney was canceled. They were a Sweet 16 team and maybe better. They could shoot the ball, the lights out. They're decent, but it's not last year's squad. So they're just not facing that competition right now. Well, I think Baylor comes in battle tested, and Baylor is just, like I said, they're a nightmare to play.